But yeah, welcome everyone to another ACF Chat Fridays. This is our monthly office hours, open office hours with the team. We've got a number of the engineers here. We've got Matt, Anthony, and Phil, and we've got Mike from our content team. So we do this, I think hopefully everyone knows, but we do this monthly now. We record the sessions, we stick it on YouTube, we do a blog post on the ACF website. We typically do a little roundup on that blog post of questions and what we've covered. And yeah, these are our general open sessions rather than having a specific topic to discuss or have guests or anything, which we may still do again. But this is come to us, talk to the developers, get direct help, direct from the source. Yeah, let us know what problems you're having with ACF. Let us know what features you're looking forward to. Let us know anything ACF related. And as I said, it's a small group. There's just the three of you. So good to see you, Diego. Good to see you, Jennifer. Good to see you, Marcel. Feel free to drop stuff in the chat. Any questions? We do have the Q&A thing, but chat's probably easier at this size. And please feel free to raise your hand as well or unmute when we get to it. I guess the only thing in terms of ACF news, we released ACF 6.3.12. I want to say a week ago, but it may be 2 weeks ago, definitely since we last met. So 6.3.12 is out with some bug fixes, specifically around ACF blocks. There's quite a nasty duplication of blocks bug that caused issues with data loss due to validation. So if that's been annoying you, then that is the release to upgrade to. What else is happening? We released an ACF ebook about getting started with ACF. Nice, good timing, Mike. That the URL is there. So that is a handy reference guide for getting started with ACF. Quite a good thing to maybe send to other colleagues or people who are unfamiliar with ACF. Yeah, and that's about it. We've still got 6.4 on the horizon. The team are working hard on that. We don't have an official release date at the moment to share, but we are working hard on improvements to block editor, user experience, how we register blocks. So yeah, we will keep you posted. And as always, there is the beta news list. See if I find that URL quickly. That you can subscribe to with your email address, and you'll hear when we release, because we will probably do another alpha version of 6.4 when it's ready. So that's the place to hear first when releases are on the move. But yeah, enough from me. Let's go. Feel free to unmute, ask questions, or we'll have to suffer internal ACF chat from the team. Marcel, you say would love to hear more about what's coming with 6.4. So yeah, 6.4 has been in the offing for a while. Obviously, we've sort of had things at the back of last year that have, kind of elongated the timeline for the release. But predominantly 6.4 is going to include support for WooCommerce's HPOS, the high performance order storage system. So people who are using ACF to add ACF custom fields to WooCommerce orders and can edit those fields when they're editing an order in the back end, will have support for stores that have HPOS turned on. So yeah, WooCommerce obviously added the support for moving where order data and order metadata were stored, taking it out of the post table, the post meta table, and moving it to a dedicated orders table. As you can imagine, there's going to be some stores with lots of orders, and having all that data polluted around with all the other post type data can definitely get a bit unwieldy. So yeah, they've moved it, and that is now a default setting for WooCommerce installs, and moved it to their own custom tables. But ACF doesn't have support for that out of the box because it doesn't have any knowledge of custom tables. It just looks at post meta, user meta, So we'll bring support for that in 6.4. And we've got quite a significant blocks refactor that under the hood fixes quite a few bugs, including some of the bugs that we backported for 6.3.12. And so that's going through some testing at the moment, and as I said before, we'll release a second alpha of that soon, hopefully, and we can then get more people testing that, because the blocks refactor is definitely an important piece of work that feels like it's under the hood, but it fixes quite a few bugs. 6.4 is not the React-based fields. It's still doing the same jQuery based. Well, it's not React for the fields yet, although that is something that we are looking to do in the future. We've talked about it before. We definitely would like to make that to make the fields that appear in the block editor more React based. But we've definitely got other improvements coming to the block editor, and I think we've mentioned them before as well, where inline editing of text and text area fields and other field types that are in ACF blocks, being able to click into the preview and just edit text rather than turning the block into the edit form or editing it from the sidebar form. So those improvements will be coming like after 6.4.
I have a question. Um, are there are there instructions anywhere for how to create a custom post type with ACF and m make it a plugin?
Don't think
Uh,
so, specifically for a plugin, but the code, like if you register a post type and then go to the ACF tools page to export it, the code should be that it exports. If you click export as PHP, the code should be pretty well set up for including in a plugin. It'll give you the right action hook to use, and then you can just kind of paste that into like a standalone plugin file, and that should get you sorted with that. But yeah, I'm not sure if we have documentation specifically for setting it up as a plugin. I'll check.
Okay,
yeah, no, I
thank
don't think
you.
so.
Yeah, I have some field types that I need to use across several sites.
Yeah, this would be the way to do it is do that export and then have that snippet and put that into just some common plugin across them all. But yeah, let's see if we can find an article. I'm sure we have something.
Yeah, because you can export the PHP for the registering of the post type, and then you can also export the PHP for registering the field group for that post type as well. So all of your definitions can be registered in the plugin and then installed on all the sites. Yeah, it's quite a smart way to do it for sure.
Okay, great. Thanks.
How is your development in sort of block themes, Jennifer? Are you still have you taken the step into ACF blocks now?
No, I haven't had time at this point. But I have hired somebody so that I'll have a content person now, which is the idea is to free me up so that I can do more development.
Nice.
Yeah, but obviously he needs to be trained also. So it's.
Yeah, the joys of hiring to minimize the load, and then you end
Right.
up working more to help. Yeah,
Yeah, for at least 6 months, it's more work, but
yeah,
long run, it should help.
exactly. Yeah. Well, good luck with that. Look, see if we had anything on the blog around.
I'm seeing we have a lot of tutorials on how to use the UI mode, but not one on making it a plugin.
For some reason, I was thinking that you guys had a tutorial a while back that, and it may have been one of the early block ones where that was how they were doing it in the tutorial, but I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I think we've definitely got some block documentation around like using a child theme potentially, but we also, I'm sure we talked about plugins as well, because we added some filters.
Wonder if
allow
that
you-
was like Damon's or Liam's video for blocks.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. Oh, Mike has got a URL there in the chat for a YouTube video. Oh, nice. That is exactly right. So yeah, so that YouTube link that has just been added. Let's turn the volume down. Building a reusable plugin for all your ACF projects. Yeah, maybe we could get that at least turned into a doc, Mike, or yeah. Was that just a random workshop, or that wasn't anything that we've got as a doc either?
I
Oh,
actually think
yeah,
it is somewhere in the docs, but I think it might be buried.
Welcome everyone
Sorry, that's
to
Damon's.
building a reusable plugin for all your.
Apologies, that didn't play for ages. I forgot all about it.
I just pasted the one it is the one that Damon did, I think, because it has some source code along with it in a GitHub repository with a plugin that sets up a post type for recipes. And I think this is the tutorial.
Very nice. Cool. Yeah, we should definitely add something more as well to the website. But that'll hopefully get you some way, Jennifer. I guess talking of reusable things, some other work that's been Matt, you've been working on has been making the icon picker more extensible and extendable, I guess. So you can at some point when it's shipped, you'll be able to use custom icon sets with the icon picker and use that same lovely UI that you can search and select dash icons from the icon picker, but you'll be able to plug in like an array of custom icons or point it at a directory, and yeah, that feels like it's going to be a powerful feature. Any more questions or things anyone wants to ask? I guess, and everyone can drop it in chat if they want. Is there any feature or improvement or bug that they're particularly looking forward to coming that maybe we haven't mentioned, and it's one of these things that you'd like pushed along further? Like what's important to you at the moment? I guess, Diego, you already mentioned block performance. So perhaps that is a concern, or yeah, something you're coming across at the moment. Oh, okay, yeah. Diego says, I think it would be nice if we have an option to hide blocks from certain templates when using full site editor templates, FSC templates. Presumably that's something that, and I'm asking this generally to everyone, presumably that's something that happens with blocks right now. You could set, and native blocks. So you could set a template and say, don't show this block on this template. And therefore we should still be able to do the same with ACF blocks because it's the same kind of block.json configuration.
I haven't tried that myself, but I feel like that should be a thing.
Yeah, because you can say like this block can't be a child of a parent block. So you've kind of got limitations that way. But
Yeah, I don't know about the template itself being a limit, like being like allowed in only certain template parts or something like that. But I do know that there are some that you can like designate as site editor specific. So like the ones that sit on the outside of the content area, and those are the ones that are like the post title, like the dynamic pieces that are pulling from the post content. But yeah, I don't know if there's a way to limit it to a block template part. Um,
Hmm.
I mean, because there is the template part block, so you could put this in a container where it only has allowed to have that one, maybe, but then it's just kind of you're making
Yeah, you don't have to do the other.
arbitrary limitations there.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it's something upstream in the block editor, and for native blocks we would use if that was an option that was available. So it almost feels like you should be able to do this for native blocks, and it's not an ACF specific thing that we can do, or I mean we could do, but like it's better to inherit the functionality of the block editor.
I mean, we do have like in the ACF section key though, in like the block.json, we have the post types and
Yeah, you're right. We do, don't we? Of course, yeah.
we do have that sort of thing. So
Yeah, okay, that's a good. Yeah, maybe that's. Yeah, I wonder if there's enough template context available for us to do the same thing. But yeah, that's a good chat, Diego. Actually, I'll add that to our feedback board. Tell reminders that if we specify a custom post type in the block.json, the block will also not show in the FSC editor. Is that when it's at a template level of editing rather than editing an instance of the post type?
Worth mentioning the block locking API. That's the other thing too. I think there's a way to make this all link up though with an actual blocks registration.
Yeah, because the block locking is like you have a block and then you lock it to say only one of it, or it can't be deleted, or rather than saying
Or
can't.
editing, or like having like where it can be edited or permissions. It's got a few things now.
Mm.
It looks like it's been expanded a little bit. And to me, it looks like that it's specifically for this purpose, for themes to lock certain parts and but it doesn't stop a block from being available.
Yeah.
But I think that I think it would be interesting if we had like a post type or a way to like set the post type to a certain like -1 or something like that to where it defaults it to being only available in certain contexts or something like that. But I don't know how you would do that. That would be a little kind of awkward.
Mm.
Just posted a link to a PHP filter that looks interesting as well. I'm not sure what, I'd have to look into what block editor context is.
Yeah, it looks like it's a post type. Like, maybe. Yeah, we can take that away, dear. Yeah.
Ah, yeah. So block.json has a template lock property. Doesn't look like it's documented though.
Were you talking about the ACF template lock?
Actually, this one I just posted a link. It's actually it's a property of well the way that it was yeah, there it is. Lock as an attribute. So it's a block.json attribute of template locking. And actually the lock property in itself has properties that you can set to like say that it can not be moved, it cannot be edited. So it looks like it's got some kind of controls that you can get a little granular with. I wonder if you can register your own stuff too. That'd be cool.
Let's dig into
Oh,
that a bit.
yeah, so okay, so this is kind of how I'm understanding it. You don't assign the block to anything. And then in your template register, when you set up your template, you assign that block to that template. That might be the way to do it. But I don't know how you have a block without setting it to something. Like,
Yeah, it might be quite a good thing for us to investigate and at least do a doc on it.
yeah.
If it's possible to do it now, and if not, we can, yeah. Sounds good. Did anyone else have any other questions? We can, if not, we can just wrap it up on the half hour. Well, I think, yeah, we can call it a day. as I said, we'll post this on the blog, and hopefully we can do a doc based on that last question as well. And we will be seeing everyone next month. So thanks again for coming, and have a great weekend. See you later.